Environmental carnage in Iran. Iran, with its vast geographical expanse stretching from north to south, east to west, boasts stunning natural landscapes throughout all 4 seasons. From the picturesque shores of the Caspian Sea in the north, to the sandy coastlines of the Oman Sea and the Persian Gulf in the south, and from the majestic Zagros mountain range in the west, to the central desert and the historic region of Sistan and Baluchistan in the east, Iran's natural beauty is undeniable. The ancient Hyrcanian forests and the wind towers of the Yazd Desert are iconic landscapes of Iran, known for their picturesque beauty. However, Iran's lakes and wetlands, which have been habitats for migratory birds for years, are now facing severe destruction. The soil, water, mountains, deserts, forests, as well as lakes, rivers and seas, are all struggling. The degradation of Iran's air, water and soil has become a catastrophe, and the only fitting description is environmental devastation. Due to the policies of the oppressive regime, Iran now leads the world in soil erosion, with 2/3 of its soil being lost. The reckless extraction of groundwater in recent years has exacerbated the issue, turning subsidence into a looming threat in many areas. It will take 700 years for every cubic centimetre of eroded soil to be restored. The government-controlled media outlet Noor News asserts that the $10 billion damage caused by soil erosion in Iran is equivalent to inflicting $10 billion of harm on the country, surpassing the damage seen in Europe and Australia by 16 times, in America by 7 times, and in Asia by 5 times. The ancient forests of Hyrcania in northern Iran are also in crisis, as they're being exploited for the sale of their trees. Moreover, the Persian Gulf is teetering on the brink of ecological collapse, as illegal Chinese trawlers, sanctioned by the Revolutionary Guards, have devastated its seabed, turning it into an underwater desert. The recovery of its coral reefs will take centuries. Sand extraction from seas and rivers is occurring without restraint, and over 22 significant lakes in Iran are drying up. Lake Urmia, once renowned as the ancient counterpart to the 1,000-year-old Caspian Sea, has now been depleted, with its remaining water rendered toxic due to the daily influx of 400,000 tons of sediment. The Bakhtagan Lake has dried up, with Siberian cranes ceasing to return. Maharlu, Shadagan wetland, and Hur al-Azim have likewise dried up, leading to the demise of many water buffalo in the area. One of the factors contributing to the drying of Hur al-Azim wetland is the low-cost oil extraction facilitated by Chinese involvement, often intermediated by the Revolutionary Guards. According to the former deputy of Iran's Environmental Protection Organization, the Chinese suggested the drying of the wetland, as it made the project cheaper. Due to the drying of wetlands, extensive dust storms have swept across vast regions of Iran. The desiccated wetlands of Hur al-Azim and Hur al-Hawazeh stand out as significant contributors to this phenomenon. Lake Urmia, formerly renowned as the turquoise of Iran and boasting the title of Iran's largest inland lake and the world's 6th largest saltwater lake, has now become an environmental ticking time bomb. The Revolutionary Guards, by engaging in reckless dam construction, lucrative industrial ventures, land seizures, and monopolization of the surrounding areas, have cut off the water supply to Lake Urmia, transforming this once beautiful lake into a desolate wasteland. Statistics regarding environmental conditions and crises paint a grim picture in Iran. The country ranks 63rd out of 63 nations in terms of crisis detection and resolution, and 49th in climate policies. The practice of burning mazout, a low-quality heavy fuel oil, in thermal power plants instead of gas is contributing to another environmental disaster in Iran. Government experts acknowledge that deaths from air pollution are no less than those from COVID-19. This is the environmental situation in Iran. At a time when global efforts are focused on preserving the earth for future generations, the regime's exploiters are ruthlessly decimating Iran's environment to further their own interests. They funnel the profits to the Revolutionary Guards and their affiliates across the region, exacerbating the situation. Amidst these challenges, it is the people of Iran who, through great effort, are taking incremental steps to restore the environment. Numerous wildfires, which should be managed by the government with sufficient resources, are instead being tackled by local residents and communities affected by the blazes, sometimes risking their lives in the process. Despite facing arrest and imprisonment, people in Iran bravely protest against the oppressive regime's disastrous policies. In Isfahan, a city renowned for its beauty, where the Zayan-Dehrud River had dried up due to government actions, citizens and farmers gathered in the parched riverbed. Despite facing attacks and arrests by security forces, they succeeded in temporarily restoring water to the riverbed. Likewise, the residents of Urmia protested against the government's handling of the drying of Lake Urmia by forming a human chain around the lake's shores. However, hundreds of them were subsequently detained by security forces. Environmental activists in Iran face the peril of imprisonment and even assassination by the government as they strive to raise global awareness about the regime's involvement in the annihilation of Iran's environment by disseminating related news. This led Inger Andersen, the former head of the UN Environmental Programme, to demand the release of Nilufar Bayani, an environmental activist, in a letter. Given the dire environmental crisis in Iran, it's crucial to raise awareness globally about the regime's devastating actions towards the environment and the local community's efforts to combat it. Our association is dedicated to sharing news on this issue, aiming to support environmental activists and the Iranian people in preventing an environmental catastrophe.